Hi everybody and welcome to the Mental Toughness and Body Show. My name is Rob Evans and I'm your weight loss coach, health strategist and internationally published author, helping transform your mindset, your life, your business, your body from where you are right now to being unstoppable. And you're joining me on a walk early this morning on a Saturday morning, and I was thinking that today would be a great time to be talking to you about food and how I go about tackling my weekends with food, and how I can give you some tips so that you can start transforming your weekends into something really spectacular to set yourself up for success for the whole week when it comes to food. Now here's the thing, when it comes to your mindset, being mentally tough, most of us are not very good with our food. Like, it doesn't come naturally to us. It's not something that we are taught. It's something that we learn from the people around us, normally our parents, and our parents had little to no nutrition training. Like my parents, my dad was a professional cyclist, and he didn't really have any training. Back when he turned into a professional cyclist, he just copied what other cyclists were doing around him, or what he might read in a magazine or something. He wasn't getting any coaching as such on his food, and that really stood out as he became older. He ended up developing diabetes, and he really just didn't have any idea, and Mum was the one that was in charge of the food, and she had zero idea apart from making cakes and cookies and stuff and making sure that they were always in the pantry. And it was pretty rare for us to find a piece of fruit anywhere in the house, so I had to teach it all myself. So let's get to the weekend. On the weekends, a lot of people can tend to say, oh well, I'm going to go out, and I know that's different certainly here in Australia and the state that I'm living in Victoria, as we prepare for even a further level of shutdown in the next next week or so. It hasn't been announced yet, but it's coming. Most of us tend to say, okay, well, it's the weekend, I'm going to go out, I'm going to have breakfast with my partner, I'm going to go and have lunch with the girls or something, you're going to go out for dinner with the family, or you're going to go to a barbecue, or something that is just not what you would perhaps normally do. And yeah, I mean, I'm all for having a good time and socialising and all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to your food, keep in mind that most of the globe has an overweight or obesity problem. So my job as a weight loss coach is to help people fix that issue and teach them about food. And I apologise about the wind here. I'll try and shield the microphone a little bit. So my job is to educate people and give you the tools and the education around what it is that you need to do to make it successful. Now, I'm just as human as anyone else. Sure, I've got a heap of passion and drive about health and fitness and helping optimize people's health, but I'm still just as human as everybody else. And if my house, well, put it this way, if I lived in a candy store or a lolly store or a bakery or something like that, where I'm surrounded with all those snack treats, then guess what? Sooner or later, I'm going to go to those things. Why? Because they're available. They're just there all the time. The key is you want to eliminate those foods from your house. A special occasion or every now and then is okay, but the problem is that most of these foods become staples for people. I say, oh, it's just a treat. But before you know it, a treat for the child is becoming just a natural staple everyday food in their lunchbox. And we do the same thing for ourselves. Like the muffin or the cookie or something that you have with your coffee every morning. It just becomes something that you just naturally do because you're conditioning yourself to do that. So I'm not going to talk about cleaning out your pantry and your fridge and doing all those things today. But what I am going to do is say, well, how I use my weekend to set my whole week up for success when it comes to my nutrition. Now, again, all of this comes from, if you go back and listen to, I think it's the second and the third podcast in this series, where I talk about determining what it is that you really want and how badly you want it. Why do you want it? Why do you want that level of health, that level of strength, that level of fitness, that look, that optimized level of health, the energy? Why do you want all those things? Because when you do that, you will do everything that I'm about to say. Otherwise, you'll just listen to it and you'll say, oh, well, yeah, that sounds okay, but I'm not going to do that. And that's because you haven't created a strong enough why for yourself. So for me, I'm very, very strong in why I do this. So what I do is, so I'm having an early morning walk this morning. I've already done a coaching session with a client. I'm about to go back and do a group session with some clients this morning as well. And then I've got right up until lunchtime, so about 12 o'clock, 11:30, 12, I am working back to back with clients. And so what I do after that is then I'll go and make sure that I use a bulk butcher. So I'll go and buy all the meat that I need for that. I will also go and get any fruit and veg that I need. And then I'll also make sure that I get any of those things that I need that are like grocery items, like canned beans or tomatoes and things like that I need actually for today. And so I'll do all that. And then when I come home, I grab my slow cooker. Now the slow cooker is awesome because you can put a meal in the slow cooker within about 5 minutes. You get all the ingredients in there, mix it all up, and bang, you just leave it for 7 to 10 hours is what I do. And it turns out really, really deliciously. Now I put in about 2 kilos of meat in mine, and so that will give me 10 meals. That'll give me 10 meals. And so what do I do with those 10 meals? Well, they go in the freezer. So simple tip, I make sure that I've got these right size containers, like sort of long flat ones. They hold about 900 mils of liquid, and I can put those in the freezer, and I can get 9 high in my freezer, 3 rows across. And so that's one of the meals. Now while that's cooking, I'll cut up my chicken, my beef, that kind of thing, and I will cook a stir fry. And or I might cook a couple of different dishes at the same time the slow cooker one is going. I cut up my chicken and I cook that, and then I put it in little bags, little snap-lock bags, so that when I've got it through the week, I go to my freezer, my chicken's in 150 gram lots, and I put it in the microwave for a minute, and I then add it to a salad. And it's all done within a couple of minutes. It's ready to eat. I do the same with my beef, except with my beef, I need to do them in 100 gram lots because 200 grams doesn't fit in one little bag. And I need to have 200 grams of beef because it's got less protein than per gram as the chicken does. So I get all of that organised on a Saturday, and then on Sunday I might cook up another dish as well, with plenty of vegetables and stuff in there. I also make sure that I've got lots of frozen vegetables on hand because that's where I get most of my vegetables from. It's just convenient for me. It's easy, they're already washed and cut up into nice sizes. So I just make sure that I've got all those things. So when it comes to my meals through the week, I've got, say, chicken stir fry, I've got beef stir fry, I might have slow cooker beef. I've then also got all my chicken and my beef already individualized in little packets. So I can have any meal within, well, normally a frozen meal, it's 5 minutes in the microwave, and then if I cook extra vegetables, it might be 4 minutes. So within 10 minutes, I'm eating a completely healthy, delicious meal that I have prepared. Now here's the thing, I don't prepare that through the week, because if I had to cook up a slow cooker meal or I had to cook up a stir fry or something like that through the week, it's going to fall over at some point because my schedule is too busy. And if I'm really hungry and I don't have a great option available, guess what? I'll probably have eggs on toast or something like that. I'm just like anyone else. It's just that I've conditioned myself and programmed myself and set myself up for success for having the food around me prepared so that when I need it, it's there. So success for me over a weekend is making sure that my freezer is full. It's full of the prepared meals, and what's great about it is that the kids, they eat the food as well. So I don't have to be cooking up additional meals. So this weekend I'll be cooking up a slow cooked beef recipe, I'll be cooking up a sweet and sour chicken recipe, all healthy, doesn't have all the oils and stuff in it. I'll be cooking up my chicken, I'll be cooking up my beef and bagging that all up, and I'll probably cook another one that I call like a savoury mince, which is really, really delicious. Super simple to make, and it's just done. Now I will probably do some of that on Saturday, and I'll do some of it tomorrow as well, so that when I start Monday, bang, it's already done. And the weeks that I haven't been able to do that, which is very rare, that's when I find that I've struggled for that week. So life's short, right? Our schedules are busy, and I guarantee you this, I've worked in some of the as in a previous life as an auditor, and doing stock takes in pantries, freezers, talking to chefs and everything. The chefs are putting the tastiest, full fat, full creamed, full oiled dishes on your table. Okay, they don't care about the calories in it, they care about the flavour. And so if you're having a lot of takeaway meals, it doesn't really matter where you're getting it from, it's going to be less nutritious than if you're preparing it yourself from the whole ingredients. All it takes is a little bit of time and focus on the weekend, making sure that you've got your containers, making sure that you've got enough freezer space to put this food in. And all you need to do is dedicate a couple of hours over a weekend, and you are setting yourself up for success for the whole week. And some people will say to me, well, I don't like eating frozen food. Well, do you know what? If you come around to my place and we had a meal together, you would not be able to tell that it was frozen. It's just as simple as that. You would not be able to tell that it was frozen, like I made it, froze it, and then defrosted it, cooked it. You would not be able to tell because it's not like they're sitting there for months. I mean, I think you can freeze food up to 6 months or something, 3 to 6 months. I mean, they're gone within 2 weeks because I rotate them through, so that the freezer is constantly being turned over. And look, the clients that I work with find it works so well because they don't have to worry about what they're choosing through the week. And how many people listening right now, how often do you say stop at the supermarket each night and grab whatever it is that you're going to eat on the way home? Now, if that's your philosophy, and I've had many clients when they start out, that's how they do it, then I guarantee you by the time you get to Thursday or Friday, you're going to find it's going to be fish and chips, or it's going to be takeaway of some sort, like your Indian or your pasta or your pizza or something that is going to absolutely destroy your week. So we want to set you up with better behaviours, better conditioning, better mindset, and so that when you get to the weekend, you can use a bit of the time to set your food up for the week. And trust me, you'll start to have better energy, you'll start to have better level of health, and if you're doing this in conjunction with your exercise, you'll start to get this body composition change that you want as well. So it's really, really powerful. It might sound overly simplistic, but let's face it, the simple, easy, essential things that we need to do in our life are often things that we ignore, we don't do, even though we know that we should. So this is a fundamental one for setting yourself up for success. So if you want to find out how you can have me create an individually tailored meal plan for you, all you need to do is go to thementaltoughnessandbodyshow.com, scroll to the bottom of the page, click on the button, opt in for a free consultation with me personally, and I can construct an individually tailored meal plan to give you the best looking, best feeling, optimized level of health body that you've ever had. So wherever you are in the world, stay safe, Have a great weekend and dedicate some time to your food and making it and preparing yourself for success over this next week. See you soon.